plants, despite their seemingly innocuous appearance, can conceal some of the most lethal toxins ever discovered. Poisonous plants have been responsible for the death of humans throughout history, from the inadvertent consumption of deadly nightshade by children to the death of Socrates, who was killed by hemlock. With the help of this macabre list, you can familiarize yourself with some of the most notorious plants and the poisons they produce. Number 10. Tansy. Once upon a time, tansy was a valuable herb, but now it has fallen from grace. Many people grow this perennial for the golden, pretty flowers that look like buttons. However, like what it does. Tansy plant contains a toxic chemical called thujone. According to reports, as little as 10 drops of tansy oil have killed people, and even tansy tea or powder is known to kill many. The symptoms include weakness, lethargy, walking in circles, difficulty in standing, staggering, jaundice, fever, gastrointestinal disorders, and death. Stock growers fear this deadly plant as it is also poisonous to animals and humans. Number 9. The poisonous nightshade. It is common knowledge that the nightshade family includes several plants that are consumed by humans, such as potatoes, peppers, tomatoes, and eggplants. On the other hand, this one is not. Since ancient times, deadly nightshade has been an essential ingredient in the production of poison. Because both the berries and the foliage are extremely deadly, the name of the plant itself serves as a warning. What it does. The Missouri Botanical Garden warns that coming into contact with this plant might be dangerous, especially if you already have cuts or wounds on your body. When handling the plant, it is recommended to do so while wearing gloves. Every part of the plant, including the leaves, fruits, and roots, is poisonous due to the presence of hyoscyamin, scopolamine, and atropine. These 3 chemicals are the cause of the anticholinergic toxicity. The symptoms of poisoning caused by the purple-black fruit might include dilated pupils, vomiting, hallucinations, rapid heartbeat, delirium, and even death. Number 8. The Manchinel Tree. The Manchineel Tree is yet another poisonous plant that you should eliminate immediately. It is part of the tropical region that stretches from the northern tip of South America to the southern tip of North America. What it does. This is thought to be the most dangerous tree in the world, and its fruit, which is known as the Manchineel beach apple, is the most poisonous part of the plant. After being consumed, it has a fiery flavor, which is followed by a stinging, burning, and tearing feeling in the mouth. Finally, it creates a constriction of the throat, which renders a person unable to swallow. The leaves of the tree have a leathery texture, a shiny sheen, an elliptic shape, and a yellow-green color. The smoke that is produced when the tree is burned is extremely toxic and can cause inflammation of the skin and the eyes. Also, it generates a milky liquid that can flow out of the twigs, bark, fruits, and leaves. This sap can cause serious blisters on your skin and even kill you if you stand or sleep under the tree while it rains. If you do either of these things, the sap will pour out. If you so much as brush against this tree that appears to be unfreeing, you will end up in a hospital. Number 7. Trumpet Lolly. The trumpet lily, which is well known for being the most significant component of Easter decor, can be harmful, particularly to your cats. Even if your pet only consumes a small bit of the blossoms or foliage, it is still possible for them to get acute kidney failure and even pass away as a result. What it does. Because the Easter lily plant contains methylxanthines, every component of the plant is poisonous, and eating Easter lily can lead to severe kidney failure and even death in cats. Cats love to nibble on Easter lilies. Additionally, it is highly recommended that you keep your youngsters away from these lilies. Number 6. The Lily of the Valley flower. The lily of the valley, a perennial favorite among gardeners and a classic choice for bridal bouquets, is notoriously poisonous and has been known to kill both humans and animals when consumed in sufficient quantities. It is also possible for it to become an issue because the lovely flowering plant is very invasive. What it does. Every component of the plant, including the roots, bulbs, stems, flowers, leaves, and berries, is poisonous because it contains over 35 different cardiac glycosides, which can cause the heartbeat to stop. Ingestion of any component of the plant can be fatal for humans, as well as for animals and children, and even for adults in some cases. Number 5. Oleander. Oleander is one of the most dangerous garden plants in the world, even though it is common beside highways, in backyards, and virtually wherever else in warm climates where it can be cultivated. Do not burn it since the smoke is extremely toxic, and breathing it in for an extended period might result in death. Consumption of any component of this poisonous plant, even in minute quantities, might prove to be lethal, especially for young children. What it does? Because it contains deadly cardiac glycosides such as oleandrin, digitoxygenin, liner, and mirin. All portions of the oleander plant, including the leaves, are poisonous. Be extremely cautious with this plant because ingesting even a single leaf can be fatal to a youngster. The lethal dose of the green oleander leaves for cattle and horses is 0.005% of the animal's body weight, as stated by Colorado State University. It was shown that the minimum lethal dose of oleander for cattle is 50 milligrams per kilogram body weight. Horses who were administered 40 milligrams per of green oleander leaves via a nasogastric tube exhibited severe gastrointestinal and cardiac toxicosis continuously. Number 4. Rosary Pea. Although the name Rosary Pea conjures up images of piety, the plant itself is highly toxic. It is well known throughout the world for being fashioned into beads for rosaries and various other types of beautiful jewelry. The seeds are loaded with a toxin known as abrin, which is among the most lethal substances on the earth. What it does? The seeds of the Rosary Pea plant contain a naturally occurring poison called abrin, which is quite similar to the ricin that is found in other plants. Fever, coughing, chest pain, nausea, heavy sweating, and difficulty breathing are some of the symptoms that may develop into pulmonary edema and lead to mortality. Other symptoms include chest pain and nausea. Free number: giant hogweed. Did you know that sowing giant hogweed seeds in the United Kingdom constitutes a criminal offense? You could be impressed by the appearance of giant hogweed, but you should be aware that the sap of this plant is extremely deadly. Every year, a significant number of children lose their lives as a result of this poisonous plant. What it does? It is composed of potentially lethal compounds that are known as photosensitizing furanocoumarins. When it comes into touch with human skin, it can cause a severe skin reaction that is also extremely photosensitive. This reaction can occur when the substance is inhaled. Number 2. Doll's Eye. The berries of the doll's eye plant not only have a spooky appearance, but also have the potential to be lethal. On the other hand, the berries pose no threat whatsoever to the birds. The doll's eye plant is responsible for producing poisonous berries that are full of cardiogenic poisons because it has the potential to harm the human heart's muscle tissue. It is considered one of the most dangerous plants. When consumed, the berries have the potential to bring on an almost instantaneous cardiac arrest. Number 1. Jimpi. Northeastern Australia is home to the region known as Jimpi, which is also known as dendrocnide moroids. The plant does not appear to be harmful despite its preference for growing in areas with abundant vegetation. Remember that appearances can be deceiving, and bear in mind that even the slightest brush against the vegetation might cause you to experience agonizing pain and result in a speedy death. Even if you are near this poisonous plant, it can cause bleeding from the nose and irritation to the eyes. The microscopic hairy filaments that coat the leaves, stems, and fruits of the Jimpi plant are where the unpleasant neurotoxin in the Jimpi plant is released. Even the slightest contact with this leaf can cause a person to experience excruciating pain that can last for months. The venomous leaves have the potential to even cause anaphylactic shock. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.